Today we're diving into the 2025-2026 Big 12 Conference Preview, a league that once again looks like it's one of the toughest, deepest, and most physical in all of college basketball. From powerhouse programs like Houston and Kansas to rising threats like Texas Tech, Iowa State, and BYU, the Big 12 is absolutely loaded. Let's break it down team by team, starting at the top. Our prediction for the top team in the Big 12 is the Houston Cougars. The Cougars are back and maybe better than ever. Kelvin Sampson's program is a defensive factory, and they'll again be top 5 nationally in efficiency. Milo Juzan will be running the show and shooting 43% from deep in the process. And you also have freshmen like Isaiah Harwell, Kingston Flemings, and Mercy Miller to form one of the youngest backcourts in America. And don't forget about JoJo Tugler. He anchors the interior, and this team's depth is strong enough to contend for another number 1 overall seed. At number 2 in the Big 12 Conference preseason preview, we are going to go with Texas Tech Red Raiders. Now, this was difficult. Didn't know whether or not to put Houston or Texas Tech at the number 1 spot, but we went with Houston. But Texas Tech is for real. Grant McCaslin's second year in Lubbock could be special. JT Toppin, last season's Big 12 Player of the Year, is a two-way star, averaging 18 points, 9.5 boards, 4 blocks per game. Christian Anderson and Lawan Watch share ball handling duties, while transfer Tyree Bryan and Donovan Atwell bring shooting. The Red Raiders will defend, rebound, and grind you down just like Coach McCaslin likes it. Expect Texas Tech to live in the top 10 if the backcourt gels. Our next team in the Big 12 Conference is Iowa State. TJ Otzelberger's culture of defense and discipline keeps Iowa State in contention every year. And Tamin Lipsey returns as the leader in steals, assists, and relentless effort. And you also got Milan Mamachilovic. At 6'8", he provides shooting range and spacing. Joshua Jefferson bangs on the boards, while Dominic Nelson and Blake Buchanan add size and toughness. They'll once again turn defense into offense and have a strong Sweet 16 upside written all over them. At number 4, we have a team that I'm very interested in following this year, and that's the BYU Cougars. You begin with top recruit A.J. DeBonsta. He's ranked nationally number 1 by some outlets, and he joins a deep, experienced roster. That includes Richie Saunders and Dawson Baker. They both headline a lethal perimeter. The only question is with this team is who runs the point after those key departures from last year. But if BYU finds consistent guard play, they're just not a tournament team. They're a potential Final Four sleeper. So don't sleep on BYU. Next, we have the Arizona Wildcats, and their transition to the Big 12 looks smooth. Jaden Bradley takes over the offense after Caleb Love's departure. Anthony De La Rosa provides two-way versatility, while Evan Nelson brings poise from Harvard. And down low, you have Tubi Awaka. He's going to defend, and he's going to rebound like a pro. And also adding size is Monajavis Krivas. Arizona's balanced, deep, and experience, but Bradley's development will determine how far this team can go. A team that we're used to seeing at the top of the Big 12 has slid a little bit, and that's the Kansas Jayhawks. Bill Self's team might look less flashy this season, but they might be more balanced. You have Darren Peterson, a projected top 5 NBA pick. He's going to headline the offense. You have Elmarco Jackson and Flory Badunga. He's going to provide continuity and length. Then you also have transfers like Melvin Council and Jaden Dawson. They're going to need to step up against these elite defenses that are in the Big 12 like Houston. So expect a defensive-minded Kansas squad who's not as explosive as last year, but still capable of winning the league. At number 7, we have the Baylor Bears. Scott Drew's Bears remain one of college basketball's most consistent programs. You have Michael Rataj and Obi Ejim. They form an elite inside-out duo who both can shoot and both can pass. There's also Jocelyn Bodu, who brings the athleticism down low. And finally, you have J.J. White and Anton Rasufu. Now, Baylor won't lead the nation in star power, but they'll quietly rack up the wins. They're going to be a top 20 team with plenty of upside. This next team is as tough as they come, and that's the TCU Horned Frogs. CJ Walker and Jaden Pierre bring proven scoring from the portal. Also, Brock Harding at spark, and Micah Robinson could make the sophomore leap. Expect more balance this season, with defense being the top priority, but TCU is going to have more offensive pop this year. Coach Jamie Dixon's team will be a tough out in March and before, just like he always is. The next team that we're going to look at are the West Virginia Mountaineers. They have a new coach in Ross Hodge. He's going to bring his North Texas blueprint, which is slow, physical, and efficient basketball. You also have Jasper Floyd and Hunter Huff. They can both shoot over 40% from threes. And then you also have Chance Moore, provides scoring versatility. They play ugly, but sometimes ugly wins basketball games in the Big 12. Our next team was going to be ranked higher if it wasn't for the loss of one of their star players, and that's Cincinnati Bearcats. The loss of Giselle James not being on the team anymore make UC struggle, especially early on in the season. You also have the talented but injury-prone Kerr Kriisa. If he stays healthy, then that's certainly going to help this team. But you also have Baba Miller, Jalen Ains. They bring switchable length to this team. And finally, you got Mustafa Thiem. He's 7'2" and provides rim protection. So if the offense clicks, they'll hang around the bubble. But another hot seat year looms for the coach, Wes Miller, if they don't. Now, as we get towards the bottom of the Big 12 this year, we're going to see some common themes. Now let's look at the teams that we predict is going to finish near the bottom of the Big 12 conference this year. We predict these teams will struggle, and many of these teams that we're getting ready to mention are in a rebuild year. So this group, we're going to begin with the Kansas State Wildcats. PJ Haggerty headlines a new backcourt that's loaded with scoring. You also have transfers Nate Johnson and Abdi Bashir. They're going to add punch, while CJ Jones returns as the glue guy. But the problem with this team is front court depth and defense. Coach Jerome Tang has talent, but that Elite Eight magic he had might be long gone. Another team that has talent, but we're still predicting them to finish near the bottom of the Big 12 Conference, are the UCF Knights. Michael Stillwell and Devin Cambridge form an athletic, versatile front line. Riley Kugel is certainly a top-notch scorer, and John Bowl down low will certainly take care of things. UCF is quietly building a balanced rotation and could surprise some with the right fit and the right chemistry, but we still think they're near the bottom of the Big 12 Conference. The next team we want to look at is the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Kanye Clary and Victorious Miller boost the talent pool with the Cowboys in Stillwater. You also have Anthony Roy, who averages 25 points per game, 43% for three. He's no doubt a shooting star, but the supporting cast needs to hit shots. The front court can hold its own, but the perimeter creation is a major concern. Oklahoma State feels like a team that will beat a top 25 opponent one night and then lose by 20 the next night. So we predict Oklahoma State will struggle this year. Next up, the Utah Utes. Coach Allen Jensen takes over with NBA pedigree and a rebuild project ahead. Don McHenry, who averaged 17 points per game at Western Kentucky, provides scoring, and Keanu Dawes adds experience. The system should eventually work, but year one is about laying a foundation. So keep your eye on Utah, maybe a couple years down the road, but not this season. As we near the bottom, our next team is the Arizona State Sun Devils. Marcus Adams Jr. is a talented wing scorer. Jake O'Neal and Mo Odom must prove that they can handle the speed of the Big 12. Guard play has certainly regressed under Coach Bobby Hurley, and this roster feels mid-major heavy. So it could be another long year in Tempe, Arizona. And the team that we are predicting to finish last in the Big 12 Conference this year are the Colorado Buffaloes. Barrington Hardgress brings firepower, but it's a big jump up in class when you go to the Big 12. Big man Bengot Dongo returns inside, and Andrew Crawford adds youth, which is an upside. Tad Bowles' group lacks Division I depth and momentum. Colorado's move to the Big 12 could be a rude awakening. So here is our conference overview for the Big 12 Conference for the 2025-2026 season. The strengths of the conference, as always, elite defense, powerhouse coaching, and stacked front courts. Some of the weaknesses of the teams of the Big 12 include point guard clarity and offensive efficiency beyond the top few teams. Our outlook for this conference is expect 7 to 8 NCAA bids. These teams include Houston, Texas Tech, and Iowa State. Those are at the top tier. Then you have BYU, Arizona, Kansas, and Baylor making the middle very, very competitive. So keep your eyes on these following teams from the Big 12. Houston's a no-brainer and #1 overall seed potentially when March comes around. You have Texas Tech, Toppin, could be your National Player of the Year. Iowa State, the deepest roster in the conference. BYU, a sleeper with star power and shooting galore. And then finally, West Virginia. If the system is a fitting and they are really good at home with that home court advantage, that makes them very dangerous. And some teams to fade into Big 12 are Bobby Hurley's Arizona State. Guard play and chemistry are big concerns, big red flags for the Sun Devils. Colorado, they have a thin roster, and they're taking a massive step up coming to the Big 12. Oklahoma State, they're one-dimensional, and Kansas State, front court depth is an issue, and that limits their ceiling. So that's your full Big 12 conference preview for the 2025-2026 college basketball season. If you love deep dives like this, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Court Profits. And be sure to turn on those notifications because we got more conference breakdowns, betting insights, and season analysis coming your way all college basketball season long.